Welcome back to Callahan's Corner. If you have some questions, we answer them live right here on Facebook. Got a great user submitted question around labor and labor burden calculations and how they're inputted into Service Autopilot and why we would even update that tab. So the good news here is that we figured out a few years ago with the Service Autopilot development team how the equation works and where the data goes. So today here is not really a question of good data in, good data out. It's really a matter of good data or no data in, no data out. So we're going to hopefully get you straightened up to get you that data in there based on your labor burden. So the first thing we're looking at here on the screen is a labor burden calculation. You want to call your payroll company and get your FICA, unemployment, state employment, workman's comp, and these other areas here is a percentage of payroll, and you can divide out your liability insurance with your total in the field production hours into your total liability insurance and get that as a percentage. Once we have this in this fictitious example, we're at 20% labor burden. So what we're going to do is then go into Service Autopilot under the employee tab, hit edit. Once your user roles and rights are opened up, you will have payroll job costing. So if this individual is making 25 bucks an hour, it is not the 25 plus the time and a half down here. Your costing information is actually going to be used through the template where we plug in the $25 an hour. So with the labor burden, that 20% on top is $29.75. That would go in here. And in addition, we've got labor burden with OT at time and a half, $44.63. So that is what's going to go in there. And if you're wondering where does that data go, because it doesn't seem like it goes anywhere, I'm going to open up the screen and show you where the data actually goes for your data tracking. So as we go into Service Autopilot under the Report Center, we're going into this toaster icon and we're going into the job cost summary. So if once we have real data in an account, I'm going to shrink the screen down here to get it within the frame of where I'm recording. But what we've got here is some data that we want to be able to look at. So we've got client name, address, the date of the service, the actual revenue, budget versus actual, variance, and over and under. So the idea here is that what we want to be looking at here is going to be the ability to see your labor cost. And if I can move this little guy out of the way, you can see it here, labor cost and drive time cost effect. What that's going to do based in the clock in and clock out is it's going to give you a direct labor cost based on the guys and girls clocked into that specific job. So it's the hours times their labor with labor burden. And then in addition, the drive time cost effect, when we clock in and out of the job, the drive time cost effect or the non-billable time will take that non-billable time based on the specific employees clocked into that job that specific day and calculate an exact labor with labor burden cost effect of billable and non-billable time, which eventually can be pulled into a Google Doc or an Excel sheet to help calculate your non-billable time percentage throughout the year. So hopefully it answers questions. Callahan's Corner US questions. We answer them here live on Facebook. Why you should be adding your labor with labor burden cost calculations in Service Autopilot and each employee and updating that when we hire them and yearly, and where that's going to drive in budget versus actual report under the little toaster icon in SA, plus all your custom reports under the advanced analysis that we build out for our clients inside Service Autopilot.